I've been listing the problems that occur when people attempt to play God, and all the tangents and alternative timelines that occur when this is done. And to these people, I say, count me out. Already have a God. Okay? No one can play God over me. Here's how it works. I have a mega God. Okay, see? A mega me. That's my God. See, I'm the mini me. And I have a mega God. A mega me. I'm made in my God's image. I look exactly like him. And so do you. Or her. Whatever the case may be. And don't think because you're a girl, your user or your mega me is not a man. It's just like a game. You can have a girl character and be a guy. And you can have a guy character and be a girl. And that might be why you feel like a lesbian or gay, you know. If your user's a woman and your personal character is a man, that could be a problem. Can you see what happens when a man plays with a girl character or a girl plays with a man character? They still think like a man or a girl. So they create lesbian and gay characters are acting this way, which is all the difference in these people, their behavior. They're not some other creature because they're gay or lesbian. They just act differently. Okay? I know this God thing is confusing you, but when you check all the information you've been given and you delete all the opinions and all the things that cause different denominations or whatever, when you delete it and distill it down to the raw facts, you're going to see you were told the truth. It's other people in their embellishments, in their attempting to create metaphors for their own selfish purpose. They swayed things. Okay. They swayed them this way or that way. Okay. For some agenda they were on. So now they've lost their following because they've turned things into their own political gains, you know, way of governing people and behavior. It's not about right and wrong or good or spiritual or anything. It's turned economic and political. Okay, and so people are seeking the truth once again. You were created. We were created. We just did not come out of its nowhere. There's levels to this thing, okay? And your mind does not stretch far enough to go to the ultimate level. You need to deal with what you can comprehend, all right? You need to deal with what your makeup is and where that makeup came from. You can't deal with God's God. You can't deal with God's God, all right? You can't deal with that. See, here's what it is. What you are attempting to do, what we are attempting to do, is what we are. And what it was attempting to do is what it is. All right? Creations create. That's their ultimate evolution and goal, for a creation to become a creator. Okay? That's its ultimate existence goal. All right? It has become that made it. That is supreme to it. Okay? So as we make these artificial realities and holographic worlds, as we make these robots and we make these clones, one day when it all comes together, it's just a big ball, artificial world with real growing plants, real creatures that breed and think for themselves. Not a computer that thinks and go for itself. That's where the clones come in at. All right, real living beings, smaller than us, that think and function and work and play, and they are totally unaware of us unless we make them aware. Now, the creator or the owner of these big balls has the opportunity to play God. See, this is no longer playing a game. You play God over these little creatures. You decide if they live or die. You can flood the earth for 40 days. You can do whatever you want to these creatures. Kill them all and make some more. All right? You can take them acknowledge you, or you can hide yourself from them. You can do whatever in this artificial world. And within this artificial world, you can have more than one world. Okay? And as they destroy themselves, okay, I got another world over here. Let's try this. And you can make all these worlds different. Now you have a universe, okay, within the side of a big sphere of darkness that you control, just like your little TV and your Xbox or your Wii or your PlayStation. All right, same thing, only it isn't contained in a box anymore. It's right there, hovering right in front of you, alive, growing. It has real dirt and soil, real plants. Maybe not like the plants of this world. You chose to do something different. All right, it has a real sun and a real moon. You might decide to have two suns. You might decide to have no winter. You're getting the point. Well, the world you live in is a creation like this, and it is not the only one. Now, what you do when your creation is set it up for some genius in the distant future to say, hey, now, with the latest version, your world can communicate with another world. How would you like for your creatures to get off of their world and go visit another world? Someone else's world. Now you're in contact with alien beings from other worlds, and they're visiting your planet. Sounds familiar? Okay. But that created this world, it has a creator too. That did the same thing when it created it, and it is not the only world on its realm. And it goes up beyond my ability to measure or calculate or even lie to you and say I know for sure. Okay? I wouldn't even dare. And it would be insane. It would pop my brain. Like these religious fanatics that are going insane. All right? No. I know. I think I know where to draw the line and not to try to think beyond and behind. Okay? So I haven't reached it yet. But I've earned beyond what you think is God's respect. Now that ought to curl your hair. While you're talking about all my feats and all the things in which humans claim they're impressed. Rewind this tape and think about what I just said. I'm the creator of the SPS, the servants of all, the ones, the eyes, worthy causes. The list goes into infinity. That's not something that comes from trophies and certificates and awards or paper money or coinage or value systems or any of that. That isn't given by people. But it's not about me. I just don't like the imitators taking from here and signing their name to it. It's been a problem through history. It sounds like that's exactly what his story is. Crimes against humanity and life. I would not want to be him, whoever he is, because his story is ugly. It's a lie. It ain't even the truth. His story is a fabrication of fantasy. The common denominator strikes again. The end of all these fairy tales about God, these twisted fairy tales of men for men reasons. What you feel when you tune in is not what the tale that they are telling you. You know you feel something, and you know it has direct results over your world around you. But it is not what they are telling you. Continuing with this, let's call it a game, even though that does not say it, description. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Okay, you make a holographic game that looks real. See, you're already making games that look realistic, movies that look realistic in their so-called animation. So you create these artificial worlds, an aquarium, okay? And you have real little living creatures in there that have sex and give birth to other little creatures and real little animals and real little trees and water and sky and weather. You control the weather and the sun and the moon and all. Now you interact with other worlds. And this goes on, and you think this is the latest thing. Wow, now, not only do I have my own real world, but my world can go deal with other people's world, and I can learn and bring things from their world to my world, and on and on. You think that's the latest thing, but your children come up with a better game. How come we don't come up with a new version of the game where all of us can play in the same world? Where I can have a little me, you can have a little you, and we all can do what the Sims tried to do. You familiar with the game called The Sims? You have no idea what that was the beginning of. You have no idea. Now, maybe you do. It's going to become a real world. A real world where not only you can play with the little characters, because that wasn't good enough created by your kids, your grandchildren decided, hey, I want to go down there and actually experience it myself. Now you can go down to your character view, POV. Okay, now you're in the game. Problem is, an electrical malfunction or something can leave you stuck in the game. Any kind of glitch, and you could become lobotomized and believe you are really a game character, and you're stuck there. But up there in your world, you're in a coma. You're on life support built into the game, just in case such things should occur. That's how advanced they will be. Or while you're away in the game, life support isn't something at the hospital no more. Everybody has this all over their house. Their house has a life support system. The car has a life support system, if you want to call it a car. That's not what they're called. So, life support system keeps you going, even though you're brain dead. You're stuck in the game. No one can ever cut off the game, because your descendants say, hell no, my granddad's still in there. There won't be any more games, even though we can make better, because of sentimental and other things. We're stuck with that one game. Go in, looking to find our stuck people, our lost people. Now imagine finding them and trying to convince them that they don't belong here. And it's like, what do you mean? Where do I belong? Where else is there? Imagine trying to free them or restore their memory without breaking the rules. See, you're being monitored. You break the rules, you'll get stranded there. You won't have to be lobotomized or stuck. They'll strand you there where you cannot verify what you are seeing. You're just another person walking around talking crazy about people in the sky and bigger worlds and giants. Okay? It went from creating a world to merging the world to reducing your size where you can fit into the world and going into the world to downloading yourself into your character. All these have been portrayed in movies. That means they're not far from the printing press. That means something different in the future. What you think in terms of paper and books, which are almost obsolete in your own time. So in the future, what is the future of printing? You print out everything. You can print out an automobile. You think that I'm kidding? I mean, you can print out people, clones, arms, an eyeball. You can print anything. It's 4D printing. Okay, it's not that one-dimensional printing thing that you have. It's a whole different evolution of the thing. It's merged with other things. So how does he have this knowledge of the future? Listen to my notes. I told you. I'm not going to even tell you again. Because people have a tendency to take one note, like these churches, take one part of a book and go form a church based on that part and just disavow, forget the rest of the book. No. Read all the notes, study them, meditate on them. That's why they're done in the black. There will be animation versions of this. My favorite will always be the black screen, and for you to cut off all the lights to TVs and all the screens in order for it to be most effective. And don't do anything, don't move, don't do anything. Does it take any equipment? Does it take any money? Does it take any friends, support, or remote control? So let them roll. Let them go in. Even if they're going into the background while you eat or do something else. This information is stored in your mind where it could be used. It's not about listening or even studying or meditating on. Just play them. Everyone around within ear distance it will help them. Anyone who steps up and says that any of this is harmful, ask them, oh yeah? What do you mean? Point it out, show me where it's harmful at. But is it disharmful? What about that word? Have you ever thought about it? It's disarming. It's disharmful. It's not harmful. It kills the harming things. And anyone against it is one of those harming things. This is part 2. The continuation of explanations of this realm and its existence, called It's a Game. Does anyone have a plan for saving us? For saving the world? A million more questions. From what? saving the world from everything that you see is threatening and may come. Do any of you have a plan? Keeping everyone alive. That's what I mean by saving the world, keeping everyone alive. We do. That's why you should sit down and be humble. Sigh. Save yourself. Because if everyone saves themselves, the whole world will be saved.